time it used to be that if you wanted a rugged estate car, then you'd go to Subaru for something like the Impreza wagon or the Legacy wagon. But sadly, neither of those cars are sold in the UK anymore. However, Subaru has heard your cries and so introduced a new estate model. This is the Subaru Levorg. Whilst estate cars are quietly being killed off by the likes of the very fashionable SUV these days, I have to say I quite like the styling of the Evorg. It has a really nice balance between, something that's a bit of a sleeper, but also a bit brutish when you look closer in the details. Those highly polished alloy wheels sitting in the arches certainly finish the car off nicely. But it's what's under the body that sets the Subaru Levorg apart from some of its competitors. Beneath the skin is a very competent chassis equipped with Subaru's adaptable all-wheel drive system, which we just know to be very capable indeed. And it's that all-wheel drive competency that really attracts people to the Subaru badge. Here through the scoop and under the bonnet you'll find a 1.6 litre turbocharged flat 4 engine. It produces 167 brake horsepower and 249 pounds-feet of torque. The Levorg isn't a performance car. It does 0 to 62 miles per hour in 8.9 seconds and will go on to a top speed of 130 miles an hour. But I guess that's ample really for what you need in a family car. And inside, the family ethos of this car is what really shines through. Boot space is a good 522 litres, but fold those back seats flat and you have 1,446 litres, which is a vast amount of space. Put those rear seats back in place and you'll find the outermost passengers have really good levels of head and legroom, which is plentiful for a long journey. However, the middle occupant does have to deal with a large transmission hump thanks to the all-wheel drive system. The Subaru Levorg in the UK only comes in top specification GT, which is certainly no bad thing because you get this nice, thick, flat-bottom steering wheel, there's blue stitching all over the place, and I really love these figure-hugging sports seats. In the centre console you'll find dual zone climate control and a really nicely presented infotainment system. There are some scratchy plastics about the cabin, but everything does feel well screwed together and rather durable, which is ideal for family life really. But what's the Subaru Levorg like to drive? Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag actually, as you might be able to tell from me bumping up and down all over the place. It does ride quite firmly, that's thanks to a firm suspension setup, and of course we can only have these large alloy wheels which sort of compounds that effect. That said, in return for a firm ride you do get some really good handling characteristics. The car doesn't lean in corners, it's very composed, and of course you have that reassurance of all-wheel drive, getting that power down, not wasting a single drop of it. The steering is quite sharp, it's very precise, there's relatively good weighting. I would say the steering could do with a bit more feel, there's not much communication coming back to the driver. Now that turbocharged boxer engine does keep weight nice and low in the car, and again that helps the handling, but I will say there's a notable bit of lag between you putting the foot down, then the turbo spooling up, and then the car getting underway. But once that turbo is spooled up, the car pulls relatively strongly. However, this car does have a cardinal sin, and that comes in the form of this CVT gearbox. Foot to the floor, it makes a bit of a racket, and it's not a particularly nice noise that it causes the engine to produce either. There are 7 false ratios selectable by these paddles on the steering wheel, but it's a bit too little too late. I would much rather have a manual transmission in this car, and I think that would improve the driving experience no end. It'd certainly make it feel a bit more involving too. But unfortunately there's no manual option, neither is there a diesel option for the engines, which again would broaden this car's appeal. However, science suggests that a CVT is actually quite an efficient way to get a car moving. Subaru claim 39 mpg combined with this car, and it'll emit 164 grams per kilometre of CO2. At £27,500, the Subaru Levorg does put itself in the firing line of some serious competition, although a good dusting of snow, and it would be questionable how capable said competition is. The Subaru also comes with a 5-year manufacturer warranty. This Levorg's certainly a bit of a niche, but there will be those who thoroughly enjoy the car.
Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe for all of the latest and greatest cars to hit the road. For breaking news and written reviews, visit www.insidelane.co.uk.